Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Professor Sides, and this course is Principles of Microeconomics. We are still in Chapter 4, the Market Forces of Supply and Demand. This segment of the lecture is where we actually look at the market. In our previous segments, we've talked about and looked at the demand side of the market, and then we've looked at the supply side, and now we're going to bring the two together. Because as you will recall, economics is the study of the behavior of market interaction, or the behavior between the buyer demand and the seller supply. Again, when we look at the supply, we see that supply is upward sloping. That tells us that there's a positive relationship between price and quantity. And demand is downward sloping, meaning that there's an inverse or a negative relationship between price and quantity. And we've looked at each one individually, and now we're going to look at it combined. When we look at the interaction between buyers, demand, and sellers, supply, at some point during that interaction, there's going to be an agreement on a set price and an equilibrium. That agreement is what we call equilibrium, and that is where the buyer and the seller agree on a set price and on a set quantity. When they agree on a set price or a set price, we call that the equilibrium price. So the equilibrium price is here, according to this example, is $3. And the equilibrium quantity, or the agreed quantity, is 15. If we were to use a point or choose a price other than $3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, then we would be in a state of disequilibrium or not equilibrium. Likewise, if we used a quantity other than 15, 0, 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, we would be in a state of disequilibrium, because that is not what we agreed upon. That is not what the buyer and the seller agreed upon. Now, I will also tell you this. This applies whether we're talking about individual demand and supply, or if we're talking about market demand or supply. So whether it's individuals or the market overall, there's always going to be an equilibrium point, which is associated with an equilibrium price and an equilibrium quantity. This concludes market supply and demand. And at this point, we will talk about what happens when we're in disequilibrium. I look forward to speaking to you soon.